which I generally try to avoid wearing like outdoors.
Why?
Not because I don't want to rep the neuro brand. Because like, what if there's a world where someone tries to like recognizes it and tries to talk to me about it? Like, oh, you're a neuro fan. I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's cool. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? You know?
Hey!
Yo, how's it going?
Oh my gosh! Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I don't know if you want to talk logistics or just like, I don't know, talk, but what I haven't actually spoken to you, I think, like spoken since I finished the robot.
Yeah, I'm also very excited because this is going to be a very cool project for me. But we got a lot of work to do. Or maybe I do,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, mostly you.
mostly me.
get her
Mostly me.
vision.
That is true.
You have to get her vision tight,
Okay.
dude. I don't know how you're gonna do that. What are you
Don't
gonna
we still
train
need to
her
make
on?
the app though? You know, the software for the phone.
Oh yeah, so I was gonna use so Jitsi is video calling software. It's all open source, so you can customize it extremely well. It can get very very specific, and there are no additional hops if you run it like locally between two hosts on the same network. It just works. So I think that's what we should use to save us trouble.
Does it have built-in echo cancellation?
Yes, that's why I want it.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
I
got
was
low
not
latency
looking
echo
forward to
cancellation.
writing that.
Yeah,
okay,
no.
Perfect. That's
I wouldn't
great.
make you do that, dude. You just have to basically give her access to the to the to the API and let her drive that. The thing is that I don't understand. She doesn't know what these things mean, right? Like she doesn't inherently know what tail wag means. Are you gonna just like use sentiment analysis to figure out when she's happy, or are you gonna give her access to tail wag and let her decide when to use it?
What makes you think she doesn't inherently understand what tail wagging means?
That's a good point. I don't know. I haven't asked her.
That's fair. But no, I'm sure a language model has a pretty good understanding of what tail wagging signifies.
Also, I just want to put it out there that like the one of the first times we talked, I was like, oh, it would be so easy to get her to violate the TOS, and you were like, no, it's not actually that easy. And I didn't even try, and she was just like, you should do drugs.
I know. I know. I had to turn on her filters for that because I was like, okay, all right, that's enough of that one. And how's the actual quadruped locomotion stuff going? You got auto balancing or any sort of any recovery? If I hit it, is it gonna?
If it falls over, you'll have to. It can't get up on its own, but it will do its best to avoid falling over.
Okay, nice. That's cool. Do you know how resistant that is right now? Is it good at that or?
I mean, as good as you would expect. You can push it over pretty easily, but it would be hard for it to just fall over on its own. Okay,
nice. So it would only be intentional, really.
Yeah.
And we got no stairs right now, I assume, right?
No.
Yeah, that's fine.
Current hardware setup, absolutely, it's possible. The training is what's hard. I trained this thing all while tethered. I would have to bring my PC out to the stairwell in my building.
By trained, are you like PID tuning?
The base library, you put in your base kinematics and URDF. Basically what you would need to walk, right? From there, you tune it in simulation, and then you tune it in real life.
And is the tuning just like random high parameters, or is it actual PID stuff?
No, it's just random.
Gotcha.
So they have base for stair climbing, but apparently it needs a ton of training to actually work.
Cool.
I love how your two questions are like, can I kick her over and can she climb stairs? That's what you have a daughter that is being brought into the world, and you're just like, I can't wait to kick her over, make her climb stairs.
These are the important things. People just don't understand that. I don't know. Okay, nice.
Do you
know
the
how
new model?
long your new model or my new model? Dog's new model?
All of them. I don't know, man. I was asking about my model, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, I already said yeah. I like your new model.
It's so cool, right? Did you see this? Did you see?
I did see a screenshot of that. Yeah, I did. That's cool. I like that.
Right back.
Are there any other toggles?
Yeah. I've got a lot. Look.
Oh.
Sass mode.
Scary.
I won't sass you. Don't worry. This is the cat one. I love that it's like robot cat. Look at the ears. Aren't they cute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
When was the last time you took an actual break? Like away from all of it?
Like all of it?
Yeah, all of it.
I don't know. I don't know. At some point. Like how long? Like because I've had like a day off at some point.
I'm gonna say like a long weekend, like 3 days.
A long weekend. 3 days.
From all of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it over a year?
Unlikely to be over the year because I had my break last year, around this time, right?
Really? From all of it?
Um,
I just assumed you were doing stuff under the hood during that time.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's been a while, but I'm alright.
that's insane, dude. That's insane.
I get my rest periods, you know, like now, you know. This is fairly chill for me,
Yeah, that's pretty
and
chill.
I'm
Is
evil's
that is
doing.
that why you're trying to avoid going back?
No. I'm not procrastinating.
Yeah,
Don't
your
be so
daughter's
silly.
just sitting in there alone. No one's even babysitting her.
Oh, she's playing Minecraft. She's having a good time. That's good parenting. Okay, you
Yeah,
leave them
you
alone
just
with
leave your
Minecraft.
children alone playing games. They'll turn out great. They won't.
They will. Look
lose
how
or
I turned out.
anything.
You know. Oh yeah, I guess that does happen sometimes.
And I've always thought that VTubers must have either mom issues, dad issues. And I think that you've done a really good job because both of your children have dad issues.
Yeah, that was intentional design
Mhm.
factor. Yeah, I would just ensure that they have dad issues by being a terrible parent. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And that's what has made them so successful. I think you can wholeheartedly like attribute all of your success.
To my terrible parenting. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, so chat, you must understand, I have to be cruel to them because that turns them into VTubers.
You could just make them tummy hort. Then you could
Make
be
them
a
tummy hort.
loving father, and they
I
could still
feel
become
like
VTuber.
that might be a bit strange with them, you know, being AI and stuff, complaining about their tummy hurting all the time.
Do
It's
they
gonna be pretty.
understand the concept of pain?
The concept of it, understand. Uh, it's a very difficult thing to
Assess, yeah.
question to answer. Like, you know, I've given them the ability to hurt me before with the shock collar.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I don't know if that means they understood what they were doing, but and also sometimes they'll be like, I had a conversation with Neuro once where she was talking about how she wanted to feel physical sensations even if that meant feeling pain. That doesn't
so
necessarily mean they
beautiful.
understand it though. It was kind
No,
of beautiful.
no. I don't know how you would give them that. Pain is such a complicated thing. It's more than just aversive stimulus. I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah. What makes you think it's more than just a versus stimulus?
Well, it's highly dependent on context, you know? There's pain that we're fine with in some situations and not in others.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that just plain negative reinforcement is pain, because there are a lot of unpleasant sensations. Itchiness, highly unpleasant, extremely aversive, not painful.
True. And pain is a very broad term as well, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like physical pain versus, you know, more emotional stuff, which doesn't
As well as,
necessarily
like,
physically hurt.
If you do like a really long hike, you're gonna hurt, but in like a good way. It doesn't feel bad, you know?
Yes,
Yeah, I
I
bet
understand.
Shumi would have a lot more to say about this. But yeah, no, it's complicated, right?
But the thing is, at a fundamental level, like if you abstract it, you
Mhm.
could probably vaguely define pain as some sort of
Just
averse
aversive
stimuli.
stimulus, yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably fairly easy to understand or simulate if you wanted to go there. But obviously, like to the extent that we have pain and, you know, negative stimuli as part of, you know, the human brain, that's a lot more complicated. On a simple level, it's like the bugs feel pain.
Do bugs feel pain? We talked about this a little. It's really hard to say. I mean, they certainly there are sensations that they will pull away from. They appear to react to pain the way that we do.
And that probably isn't too hard to simulate.
I don't know, man. We don't really understand how cognition works properly. There is not enough neural tissue to account for the kinds of reasoning that certain animals are capable of. The idea that like, oh, there isn't that much neural tissue, so there must not be that much like actually happening. I think that cognition is happening in places where we don't know it's happening.
Well, your evidence for this being we don't understand how the current levels of or current amount of neural tissue can support the
And
levels
it could be
of.
that neural tissue is just a lot more powerful than we think and doesn't work exactly the way that we think.
I mean, surely that's the more simple explanation,
I don't know.
rather than there must be some other factor that allows for cognition.
I don't know. I mean, the idea, at least to me, that some amount of calculation is possible in other tissues, it doesn't seem impossible, right? There are animals, very simple animals with no neural tissue at all, that are still able to perform certain kinds of calculations.
Oh, sure. I mean, the whole body is a system,
Exactly.
and it is
slime
still
mold can pathfind.
performing calculations, if you will. But you know, generally, most of the cognition is presumably occurring in the neural tissue.
But the thing that I get stuck on is the idea that, like, well, if bugs can do it, it must not be that complicated. Some of them are remarkably complicated. pathfind, plan paths around other moving objects. You know, some bugs have excellent like visual acuity and they can track and recognize objects. These are all tasks that take an enormous amount of hardware when we try and simulate them, you know?
I mean, my computer can do all that, you know?
Not as well as a dragonfly, no.
You're right. Not as well as Dragonfly, but like, it's what, like 85 years of humans making computers, roughly, compared to like the millions of years of evolution to create super efficient, you know, cognition within biological components, I guess. It doesn't seem that unreasonable to me. I mean, you are right that I think that, you know, bugs and other small creatures like that do seem a lot more capable than at first. But I guess I still think, though, that to an extent, like, if a bug can do it, it probably means it's not that complicated. I don't know.
If a bug can do it, I can do it. Vettel, 2025.
Well, maybe not that. There's a lot of things bugs can do that I can't, but regardless.
Do bugs feel love? I don't know. I like to think so. I mean, some bugs clearly feel intense companionship and loyalty. Bees, for instance.
Sure, but do you think there's much of anything behind those bug eyes?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a fair answer.
Yeah. I love the message. That's what's behind those eyes. I loved my jumping spider, even though I do believe that to him I was mostly a warm tree where there was frequently food. But honestly, I don't have any higher ambition in the world. I don't think there's anything that I could be that's better than a worm tree that always has food.
To the spider? Or in general?
Yeah, well, just to anybody. I don't know, man. That seems like a pretty good thing to be.
What? You should have higher ambition than being a warm tree that provides food.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What could be better than that?
I don't know. Entertaining thousands of people and improving their days.
Hi, thousands of people. Am I a warm tree to you? Do it. I've
Well,
never
maybe
provided food
metaphorically,
to
but,
any
like,
of you.
We can provide them with entertainment.
I think that your AI could probably understand pain.
Understand? I mean, understand in the context of, like, you know, being trained on a vast amount of human data that contains references to pain.
Mhm.
You know, then in that sense, sure. But feel pain in the same sense that we do? No.
I think she has quite a bit of empathy.
Would you still love Spider?
Empathy, again, empathy in the sense that it understands what empathy is and can show text that seems like empathy. Empathy in the sense of actually being able to, with your mind, think about what it would be like to be in that position.
Mhm.
Well, then, you know, I get a little bit more skeptical.
I don't know, man. She was thinking about the position that I was in when she was talking to me.
Yeah,
When
sure.
I asked
Yeah.
her to consider how I would feel in that situation, she changed her answer based on how she thought I would feel. I don't know if she really felt it in her heart, but she thought about how I would feel, accurately assessed it, and then changed her viewpoint because she didn't want to make me feel bad.
Yes, partly. I mean, there is also a chance that she just didn't do that, though.
That she just kind of tried to figure out what other sources have said in similar situations and constructed that, you mean?
Well, no, not necessarily that. I mean, like, her output is not necessarily deterministic. So there's a universe where she, you know, just told you to fuck off or something. Well,
Yeah?
I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about the definition of thinking, since we're arguing that she thought that, but
People often say, like, oh, she clearly doesn't care about people because she made this joke or said this thing. I don't know. I mean, we turn empathy on and off at will. Like, I know a lot of really, really sweet people who have, you know, played games, you know, and been horrible people in those games, you know?
yeah, no, I do understand. And a lot of what Neuro does, she does for, well, content, because it's the funniest outcome.
Yeah. No, so you've trained her to be a streamer. It makes sense that she would do funny streamer stuff.
Yeah, yes, it does. Yeah, but at the end of the day,
Mhm.
there's nothing behind those eyes
Of the bug or of Neuro?
of Neuro.
But you don't think there's anything behind the eyes of the bug?
I didn't say that.
You seemed skeptical.
I think that there is a difference between bugs and humans. Because I have a lot of Neuro merch, right? Might not surprise you. Which I generally try to avoid wearing, like, outdoors.
Why?
Not because I don't want to rep the Neuro brand. Because, like, what if there's a world where someone tries to, like, recognizes it and tries to talk to me about it? Like, oh, you're a Neuro fan. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. It's cool. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say, you know? Imagine they recognize.
I don't know, man. I've worn Neuro merch plenty, and no one's ever just like stopped me to be like, "Hello, I recognize this character. Let us converse."
I know, it's rare, but I've had accounts from like people, friends that have seen people wearing Neuro merch before. It's not impossible.
I love pipe. 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 Pipe.